Hey everybody, John from Movie Burners here, back with another movie review. Today I'm going to be discussing the Peyton Reed 2015 Marvel release, Ant-Man. Now, I was very late to the party with Ant-Man. This was something of a running tradition with me. I kept missing the standalone releases and maybe not seeing them until 6, 7, 8, 9 months, sometimes even a year after the release in the cinema. I don't know why, but I was so pleased when I finally did watch this film because it is a fine addition to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It opens up with a very impressive piece of CG, with Michael Douglas getting the Benjamin Button treatment. That aside though, Mr. Pym is not a very happy chappy as he resigns from S.H.I.E.L.D., accusing him of trying to steal his technology. And things don't get much better in the future either, as his daughter Hope, played by Evangeline, Lilly, and his protege Darren Cross, played by Corey Stoll, force him out of his company, Pym Technologies, with the latter transfixed on trying to emulate Pym's shrinking suit and getting uncomfortably close with his yellow jacket creation. And this doesn't sit too well with Hank, so he sets about sabotaging it before disaster strikes. Step forward, Scott Lang, played by the brilliant Paul Rudd, a man with a master's degree in electrical engineering, who's inexplicably turned to a life of crime, carrying out burglary jobs, presumably through boredom. I haven't read the comics, so it's probably something that has got a plausible reason and explanation, but he's a bit of a well-meaning loser at the beginning, coming off a short stint behind bars, and really looking to get his life back on track and getting on that road to redemption. He wants to earn an honest living and begin to play an active role in his young daughter's life again. That's all well and good though, but when you have a record, it's an often impossible task to get employed. Something which soon becomes apparent to Lang as he loses his job at a fast food joint in quite humorous fashion, and temporarily staying with his ex-cellmate and buddy Luis, played by Michael Peña, and coming off an awkward reunion at his daughter's birthday. It's not long before he is tempted back in for one more heist. The heist is on Pym's household, and it's really used as a main introductory look at Lang's array of talents, and he has quite a few. He acrobatically climbs up the house, disarms the alarm, and uses some inventive techniques to pop the door off a vintage 1910 era safe, which was apparently made from the same steel as the Titanic. Now it all appears in vain because the only thing inside is a crappy suit, but he takes it with him nonetheless. And of course, when he gets some alone time the next day, he does what anybody would do, he tries it on, and this is when things get interesting. From this point onwards, from a visual and a story standpoint, firstly, those visuals, they were just utterly incredible. When Scott shrinks down into that bathtub for the first time and the sequence which transpires afterwards plays out, it is just incredible on the eyes. Just the way he makes his way through all the varying landscapes before popping back to his original size. Hank, who's well aware of him wearing his suit, incidentally, and as it turns out, let him steal it on purpose, and planted the whole idea for the heist in general, introduces himself whilst helping to make sure that the new budding superhero doesn't kill himself. Now, a trip back to jail ensues with an overwhelmed Lang attempting to return the suit to its owner, despite being told to do the complete opposite. He's given a clear choice: stay in the perpetual life of crime, or make a decision to become something better. Thankfully, he chooses the latter, and it's a brief stay in his cell, and an exhilarating escape is then orchestrated by Pym and his army of tiny little obedient mind control ants. And the film then switches perspectives to the villainous Cross as he attempts to get his shrinking suit technology on track, and we see this via some scenes of him murdering some innocent little animals and also a cynical rival in a toilet. But back to Mr. Lang, and he's receiving some much needed training from Hope, who's switched sides once again, fearing that Cross is more than a little deranged. And it's not long before he is really on his way to becoming Ant-Man. He's a very quick learner, and that's perhaps for the best, as he soon has a confrontation with Falcon, who is of course an Avenger, played by Anthony Mackie, and this takes place when he is performing yet another heist on the very much occupied Avengers base. He's successful, though not without a struggle, and the final assault on Pym Technologies is then brought forward after a lucky breakthrough from Cross brings him ever closer to replicating Hank's suit. The final assault is like a microcosmic version of the film as a whole, filled with lots of fast-paced action, witty humour and fantastic visuals. It begins in a lab, with Ant-Man being briefly trapped inside the display case for the yellow jacket, and we see Cross thwarted in his attempts to take his former master's suit by Hope. It then spreads out across town, ending in the most unlikely of places, Scott's young daughter's bedroom, and more specifically, her toy train set. Lang uses nifty little gadgets created by Pym to expand and shrink various objects, which does add some good comedic moments, everything from a toy train to an ant, which later becomes a family pet, and a tank keyring gets some expanding treatment too. He also utilises this in the film's final moments to eventually save his life, after performing the ultimate sacrifice of shrinking into mere molecules to overwhelm and finally kill Cross by destroying his suit from within. This incidentally was the very thing that killed Pym's wife and cohort Wasp years before. This scene reminded me a little of McConaughey in Interstellar as he fell further and further into nothingness, and it was a very cool moment and it was extremely well put together. Now admittedly, as I said at the beginning, I'm a big fan of Paul Rudd, from his role in Anchorman all the way to Friends and everything in between. I just think he's a brilliant, funny actor, and he is utterly fantastic as Scott Lang in this film. I previously mentioned his character starts off a bit of a well-meaning clown, but he develops nicely as it progresses, becoming a fully fledged superhero by the end. Michael Douglas was extremely impressive too as Pym, the guiding guru figure that sees Lang's potential when nobody else can and helps him achieve it. I also enjoyed Evangeline Lilly as Hope, and it's clear she's going to be having a chunkier role going forward in this franchise as the character Wasp. I personally have zero complaints about this because I thought they had some cracking chemistry throughout. Corey Stoll played the villain well. He always seems to play the villainous character in anything I watch, albeit I have only seen him in 2 films, this and The Big Short. Now, he didn't have a huge amount of screen time. The film seemed to serve more as an Ant-Man origin story, focusing on his training primarily, but he did a fine job in the time that he had. Now obviously Ant-Man popped up in the fantastic Captain America Civil War in a brief cameo, so I had a fair idea of what to expect getting into this when I watched it for the first time. But even still, I thoroughly enjoyed this film from start to finish, though I do tend to enjoy every film that Marvel put out. It was a visual masterpiece, as it really had to be given the manner of the lead character and his powers that he relies on. Russell Carpenter really should take a bow for that. In terms of the story, it certainly wasn't the most complicated ever told. I did do a review on Black Panther recently, and this is something which tends to be a bit of a prevailing theme in Marvel films. They do rely on the spectacle in these films more than they do on beautiful screenplays. This was essentially a heist film at its most basic level, with a hint of redemption for Lang in there, but it was very well directed by Peyton Reed, and the dialogue generally was witty and snappy and very enjoyable. Ultimately, if you're a Marvel fan and somehow forgot to watch this like me back in the day, and I'm aware that that is a very niche demographic indeed, then do yourself a favour and get it watched ASAP. If you're not a Marvel fan, then I doubt this will suddenly convert you. I will be recommending this film because it is one of my personal favourite standalones alongside Thor Ragnarok and the amazing Doctor Strange, and I'll be giving this 4 out of 5. Remember guys, if you're enjoying the content we're putting out, then do subscribe to us on YouTube at Movie Burner Entertainment and on iTunes and Google Play at the Movie Burner Podcast, whilst also giving us a little follow on Facebook and Twitter at Movie Burners. You can also catch up with all the latest reviews we're putting out on the Movie Burner blog at movieburnerintertainment.org. Until the next time, goodbye.